Yuji Itadori, man, has this kid not had it easy? Like, we all knew Shibuya was going to be crazy, but obviously this amount of craziness is unprecedented. I am trying to think about people who could have maybe had it worse than Yuji in this anime, but there's nobody. No one's had it worse than him. From season 1, when he saw one of his closest friends get transformed into a Pokemon and having Sukuna and Mahito laughing at him the whole time. To then seeing the same two villains that laughed at him decide to terrorize his life in Shibuya, Sukuna and Mahito. These are like the new Kobe and Shaq. The amount of numbers they put up on the board in this Shibuya arc right now is insane, and to be honest, that's the reason Yuji's soul looks like it's about to break. It's actually crazy, but it gets worse with every single episode for Yuji. I end up feeling really bad for him. I mean, let me take you guys through some of the BS that Yuji Itadori has went through in Shibuya, and it ain't something that's gonna be taken lightly. Please like and subscribe for more of these type of videos. Thanks. Yuji being told by the grandfather to help people while his body is being used as a kitchen to cook people left and right. Not to mention, every person that Yuji sees is being munched or destroyed by transfigured humans at the same time, everywhere. As I said before, this duo Mahito and Sukuna, this is generational. It's menacing. Look how lethal they are. So Yuji went up against Choso and was genuinely lucky not to die. This is the first time I realized Yuji was actually just a punch and kick enthusiast. Like, what else does he have in his bag? I mean, you could say a black flash that's accessible to everyone as well. So it's not necessarily his own type of unique ability. Like, it is a bit crazy, to be honest, the fact that he hasn't had anything to this point. What can he really do? That's exactly why Choso whooped him bad and knocking him out completely. All I'ma say is Yuji is a very lucky person that Choso had some flashbacks and a little bit of trauma right there. Because if that wasn't the case, this guy would be in the body bag with no funeral. But then you really ask yourself, is it really lucky that he wasn't killed? Because it allowed Sukuna to legit come and join the frenzy. So Yuji couldn't be lucky in any capacity, if we're being honest. The only way he was surviving is if he was left alone and no one realized where he is. But when Sukuna came out, this was a whole other ball game. Sukuna legit goes ahead and proceeds to kill 2 high school girls because he went out of his way to ask them what would they like, and they answered his question. Look, Sukuna is a dangerous villain. He can choose to be nice and kind, asking, do you want a favor real quick? And then the next moment, you're dead because you asked a favor. How do you even win against him? So already, Yuji's conscience is like, what the hell is going on? Then afterwards, we sit back, relax, and watch Sukuna cinema go on. Because Joko absolutely bullied by Sukuna, and the amount of destruction that occurred was relentless, followed by Maharaga, in which I'm not gonna really speak about this one too much because we all know realistically Sukuna should be put down instantly as soon as possible. The definition of terrorism in all fronts. Like, you can see planes getting involved, like the passengers got involved for what reason? I personally would have been so upset going out like that. And let's say on the tiniest chance that I survived, you know why it doesn't matter? Because I would have got hit with the malevolent shrine. Would have chopped me up to make sure that there's no recovery whatsoever. Yuji at this point don't know any of this is happening until Sukuna being a dick shows Yuji the damage of the terrain and the people he has killed. Yuji remembrance of the grandfather is being told to save people because he's strong, but now he sees himself causing massacre of a lifetime, which he bears the responsibility for. Me personally, that is not me. I'm just saying, I wouldn't say that I did that. I think Sukuna did all of that. I ain't no murderer, but Yuji's built different. I feel for him. I mean, even to the point, this dude got voices in the head like he's Randy Orton and going through Shibuya hearing every single negative thing under the sun. This is legit trauma, man. Yuji knows he gotta move forward or else it's all for nothing. And that's before running into a perfect representation of evil. Now, I know they are curses, so they're supposed to be. But Yuji suffering back to back to back is insane, ludicrous. I mean, just listen to when Yuji arrives and cries out for Nanumi's name.
What? Nanami.
He already knows it's over, and Nanami now gets boomed, and I don't think you guys truly understand why Nanami's death would affect Yuji this much. He not only cursed Yuji to carry on the mission, but this is a mentor to a student relationship. And let's be real, when Yuji was quote unquote dead, Nanami was like the only person Yuji could have spoken to for like 2 months. That's gotta hit different, because that means you're my guy. Yuji's soul gets tainted negatively every time Mahito chooses to kill a human. I mean, Mahito turned a guy to a sword. I mean, all these human deaths are serious. These two have been beefing since the beginning of the anime, and it does not look like it's gonna stop anytime soon, because Yuji's genuine rage causes Mahito to end up trolling him. Like, Mahito is such a kid. If I remember, I don't think Mahito is even 1 year old, bro. And this guy seems eviler than Sukuna. And look, I don't know how that's possible. Like, Mahito is the definition of unpredictable. He is literally unpredictable personified. When you're being called a kid, it's because of situations like this. You know why you don't leave kids in a room alone? Because you got no idea what the end conclusion could even be. It could be the fact that the kids would end up fighting, or it could be that something would break, or they might even end up sleeping, you never know. But the fact that Mahito has all of this and more, because he's able to use his body in any shape or form and change it however he wants, while being able to do one touch and turn people into transfigured humans. This guy is a devil. And Yuji needs help from God himself, because the havoc doesn't stop where you think it would, and somehow it always manages to get worse and worse for him. Yuji is on his last legs, and you can see his willpower fading away. Then Mahito says, let me do something that would ultimately destroy Yuji Itadori, no problem. And boy oh boy, did Mahito manage to accomplish his goal for sure. It was one of the most unique and insane ways that he could have done it. And it was like Orochimaru in JJK. This guy, somehow, some way, they will survive enough to cause irreparable damage to everyone around them. That being said, Nobara, you fought a weak Mahito and hit his soul, and believed in the source and the ability to wreak havoc on Mahito right there and then. But you can't fully blame her. How can you predict a switcheroo in that fashion? It was just lethal. Yuji was already thinking, why is this Mahito guy even running? No way he shook just to see one of his best friends. And I don't say this word lightly, because as a duo, Nobara and Yuji have some pretty wholesome moments. And the last wholesome moment is when Yuji was working Mahito. This is the first time Yuji has moved me like this. Like, I remember even watching it, I was hella gassed. I was like, oh Yuji, oh shit. Because I really couldn't believe the way Yuji was working him. And that's because he felt the help of Nobara and believes in the ability that he was about to win at that point. But Mahito implants his seed of evil one more time, and that packs up Yuji for good. Nobara holding her eye and staring at Yuji. Instead of telling Yuji to do something, she said, I had a great life. And man, Yuji Itadori was finished in every single realm. You can see from his eyes. Wow, Mahito's probably having a laugh. This is Christmas for him. This is literally a Christmas present early for him. He was able to destroy Yuji's soul. Look at the state of him. All of this is definitely traumatizing to Yuji Itadori. I mean, when you try so hard to save people, but you end up only doing the opposite, again and again and again. From Mahito to Sukuna to Mahito to Sukuna. They know nothing but making his life a living hell. And honestly, I can't even blame Yuji for this. He, as a person, that is distraught, because as a morally righteous individual, Mahito knew how to hurt him in the way that it would really get him, and that was by using human beings as if they were ants. But Mahito is one of the most infuriating villains to date, which is why he's so good. Honestly, I personally like Mahito because he's very entertaining and he's able to deliver good reasons as to why you should hate him, which is a good villain. So everything that just happened is obvious to say Yuji Itadori is having one of the most difficult runs as a main character in anime, because not only is he having a tough time with basically everyone he loves to die, but he doesn't have anything that is going to really help him beat this Mahito guy in the first place. The only way he could win is with the help of Nobara, and she's gone now. As an MC, Yuji Itadori has not had it easy whatsoever and doesn't have a lot of things to back himself to be able to hurt Mahito. But definitely what I will say is that Yuji is going to be traumatized from these events, and the only thing that I could say is get back. Anyway, that would be the end of the video. Make sure you check out the video on the screen and subscribe if you are new. And as I say to the new people that come and visit my channel, Jana.